Accused by her husband in a divorce filing of having an affair with Bruce Springsteen, Ann Kelly was in Ocean County Superior Court Tuesday for a hearing to determine whether further proceedings would be sealed.
The question really is, how does the public right to know outweigh the children's right to get back to their house, to have some normalcy, to put this behind them a little bit, and to allow this very private divorce to go forward? I don't understand why the father of these children doesn't want to keep some privacy in this matter, where there are going to be some very, very, very private details that will be disclosed by the nature of litigation. And that's something I don't understand and can't understand and probably never will understand. I recognize
Isn't
that
that true in every case in which there's allegations of adultery?
No.
No?
No. Because I don't know of other cases where there's been allegations of adultery that have been blasted all over the internet. And I've had news cameras in the courtroom to discuss.
Superior Court Judge Patricia Rose stated,
Contested divorce cases, by their very nature, are emotional and bitter.
And they
the
are.
Parties want to continue that.
They are. And how many times does the court order parents to not disclose what's been going on in the courtroom to their children, to not talk about the litigation with their children, to not allow them to see psychological evaluations that are done, to not allow them to see custody reports that are done? The court every day makes those rulings to Mr. and Mrs., to mom and dad. Do not talk about this case to your children. Now, how do you tell the public who sits in the courtroom, don't talk about this to the children? You can't unless you seal the record.
How is sealing the record going to do that?
It means they, the public behind me, does not know what else is going on in this case. Therefore, they can't tell the children what's going on in this case. And I'm not going to tell you they're picking up the phone and talking to the children. But by publishing it on the internet, publishing it in the newspapers, publishing it in magazines, the children are being told what's going on in this case. And how does the court, who has a parents' patriae obligation to these children, protect these children from that type of media attention?
You know, you have a case that I'm sure Your Honor has seen many. There's an allegation of adultery. It just so happens it's a famous person. That doesn't mean you automatically seal the entire record. That's not what the intent of the court rule is. The minority report is clear. If their argument, if the majority report had won, the presumption would have been on the other foot, and we would have had this record sealed other than somebody coming in and saying, I want to unseal it. I just don't see, Your Honor, based on their allegation, and it's a broad brush. It's just a vague allegation, I want to prevent harm to the children, that you can seal the record.
There are many personal and private matters which of necessity become part of the public because the parties choose to litigate. Mere embarrassment or a desire to avoid the potential criticism attendant to a litigation it doesn't suffice to make good cause.
the judge further stated that
The fact that a celebrity was named as a co-respondent is not sufficient to meet that burden. Contested divorce cases, I repeat, by their very nature are emotional and bitter. And sealing the record, in this court's opinion, will not protect the children from the bitterness or the detrimental effects imposed on them by their parents. They need to stop hating each other long enough to do what's in the best interest of the children.